chosen ones. Your name is being said out loud in rooms where you've never set foot. Right now, while you're hearing this, conversations are exploding about you. Emergency meetings are being called. Panic is setting in. The spiritual realm just shifted, and everyone on the wrong side of your destiny can feel it. Something they thought was locked down forever just broke wide open. Their protection vanished overnight. The fortress they built around their crimes against you just crumbled to dust. You are the talk of the town, and it is going down, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. The networks that operated against you in the shadows are being dragged into blinding light. Every lie they constructed is falling apart. Every theft they committed is being exposed. Every manipulation they deployed against your life is boomeranging back on them with devastating force. The people who made you their target are about to become examples. Here's the twist that's going to blow your mind. The ones talking about you aren't strangers discussing local gossip. These are the people who plotted against you, discovering that their own schemes are now the subject of federal investigation. They're watching their carefully constructed lives unravel in real time. You're about to find out exactly who betrayed you, how they did it, and why they're now terrified that you're finally awake to the truth. This revelation is coming to you now because you've reached the spiritual maturity to handle it without breaking. You're about to see the full scope of what was done to you, and more importantly, you're about to take back everything that was stolen. Think of it like this: they built their empire on a foundation of lies about you, and now that foundation is liquefying beneath their feet while you stand on solid ground watching their tower collapse. Right now, a banker got caught stealing money from charitable donations that had your name on them. Money meant for you that never reached your hands. This person belongs to a network, a whole group of thieves who thought they'd never face consequences, but their time just ran out. God is forcing these people to return what they stole. And this banker is just the beginning. You're about to discover something that will blow your mind. There's a hidden trust fund with your name on it, money that's rightfully yours, sitting in accounts you didn't even know existed. While you struggled, while you worked multiple jobs, while you heard there wasn't enough to go around, wealth with your name on it was hidden from you deliberately. They called it the hiding part for a reason. Someone knew exactly what they were doing when they kept this information from you. The scope of this goes deeper than one greedy person with access to your accounts. We're talking about a coordinated effort involving multiple individuals working together to keep you small, keep you struggling, keep you from stepping into your true power. You've always been intuitive. You've always sensed when something wasn't right. Those instincts are about to be validated in ways you never imagined possible. There's an investigation happening right now. Law enforcement is involved. Federal agencies are looking into this. Multiple individuals are implicated. People who thought they were untouchable are about to learn a hard lesson about divine justice. When you follow the money trail, when you connect all the dots, it points back to one particular energy. One person who has been the mastermind behind years of coordinated attacks against your life. This person is someone you would describe as a big old liar, and people are finally starting to see straight through them. Their mask is slipping, their carefully constructed facade is crumbling. Everyone who once believed their stories about you is beginning to see the truth with their own eyes. The manipulation that worked for years suddenly stopped working, and they're terrified. Here's something fascinating about spiritual warfare. Your greatest enemy often mirrors your gender. The universe operates on principles of reflection and shadow work. This person represents what you could have become if you chose darkness instead of light. They've been watching you, studying you, learning your patterns, systematically undermining every area of your life where breakthrough was about to happen. They've been playing chess while you thought the game was checkers. The exposure is imminent. This person is about to be so embarrassed. Years of careful planning, years of manipulation, years of thinking they were smarter than everyone else is about to come crashing down in spectacular fashion. Public humiliation is coming for someone who built their entire identity on being untouchable. Their reputation is about to be destroyed by the very crimes they thought would never see daylight. But wait, the plot thickens. This mastermind isn't working alone. You've uncovered that this person is actually half of a very evil and diabolical married couple. Two people who made destroying your life their shared mission. These aren't just thieves. These are individuals who tried to ruin your career on top of stealing from you. They attacked you on multiple fronts simultaneously. While one handled the financial theft, the other worked on character assassination. While one blocked your professional opportunities, the other spread lies about you to anyone who would listen. The depth of their evil runs deeper than financial crimes. One of the energies within this couple may have played a part in drugging and ending the life of their own child. You're not dealing with ordinary criminals here. You're dealing with individuals capable of ultimate evil. People who would sacrifice their own flesh and blood to maintain power and control. Big fakes and phonies and liars and fabricators. Every image they projected, every story they told about themselves, every reputation they built was constructed on lies. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more chosen ones like you can find it. Their method of attack against you was systematic character assassination. They bent the truth about you to everyone, including law enforcement. They told lies so convincing, so detailed, so seemingly credible that people believed them without question. Everything they said about you was fabricated, not partially true, not exaggerated, not taken out of context, completely and utterly false. They bold-faced lied about you and made it sound like gospel truth. The feminine energy in this couple is currently feeling very depressed because people have finally uncovered the truth about them. The walls are closing in. The investigation is revealing evidence they thought they had successfully hidden. People who once trusted them are now questioning everything they ever said. Their arrogance has been their downfall. They never expected to be caught. They thought they were too smart, too connected, too careful. They believed their own propaganda about being untouchable. They never should have said what they said about you, because fabricated evidence eventually gets exposed. Every lie has an expiration date. Every deception has a shelf life, and theirs just expired. The most devastating revelation might be yet to come. The ultimate betrayal may be coming from within your own family structure, your own parental figure who raised you to self-sabotage on purpose. This explains everything you've struggled with. The voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough didn't originate with you. The patterns of self-doubt that seemed to come from nowhere were planted there. The way you've historically talked yourself out of opportunities right before breakthrough wasn't natural. You weren't born with these patterns, you were programmed with them. Someone who was supposed to protect you installed these thought patterns deliberately. Tom Pabachi, blood is not thicker than water. Your situation is no different. Family titles don't automatically confer love or protection or loyalty. Sometimes the people who are supposed to guard you are the very ones working against you from the inside. This parental figure is guilty of triangulating people against each other. They're extremely emotionally abusive. They have a pattern of creating drama, stirring up conflict, then positioning themselves as the solution or the victim. They thrive on chaos because chaos keeps everyone else too destabilized to see their manipulation clearly. Right now they are furious and triggered at what they're seeing about you. Your growth threatens their control. Your success exposes their lies. Your happiness contradicts their narrative that you're fundamentally flawed. Their core belief about you has always been that you're not supposed to be happy, you're not supposed to succeed, you're not supposed to be at peace, you're supposed to struggle, supposed to need them, supposed to remain small and manageable. You're breaking free from decades of psychological programming. You're beginning to understand why certain patterns felt so automatic, why certain thoughts felt so natural, why certain limitations felt so real. They weren't your thoughts, they were installed thoughts, implanted beliefs, programmed responses designed to keep you locked in a cage you couldn't even see. When justice finally comes to your situation, you must maintain your boundaries. Whatever you do, don't open the door for them. Don't let them into your space, your home, your energy field. Their desperation will make them dangerous in ways you've never seen before. Cornered animals are the most dangerous. Desperate people make desperate choices. Your safety is paramount even during your victory. You're now connecting dots that span your entire lifetime. You have been under attack since you were a small child. This wasn't normal childhood difficulty. This wasn't typical family dysfunction. This was coordinated spiritual warfare designed to prevent you from ever discovering who you really are. Your attackers never thought in a million years that you would ever figure it out. They believed they had successfully confused you, successfully convinced you that your struggles were your fault, successfully made you believe that you were the problem. But you figured out where the attacks were coming from. Your own people. The individuals who were supposed to protect you were the very ones working to undermine you at every turn. You now recognize their methods, gang-stalking tactics, pathetic little psychological games designed to make you question your sanity, gaslighting that made you doubt your own perceptions, isolation tactics that cut you off from potential allies and supporters. Their goal was clear. They believed they were going to be successful in causing you to lose your sanity or have a mental breakdown. They wanted you to self-destruct so completely that you would never pose a threat to their agenda. They achieved temporary success. Maybe they did have you down and out for a while. Maybe there were periods when you questioned everything about yourself. Maybe there were times when you almost gave up completely. But here's what they never anticipated. While they were busy plotting in the darkness, you were being equipped in the light. While they were scheming to destroy you, the universe was building something unbreakable inside you. Every attack was actually a training session. Every betrayal was actually teaching you discernment. Every moment of isolation was actually connecting you more deeply to your divine source. They literally thought they were too smart to get caught. Their arrogance blinded them to the possibility that divine intelligence operates on a level their human cunning cannot comprehend. They made detailed plans. They covered their tracks. They thought of everything except one crucial factor. You were never fighting this battle alone. They were up against forces they couldn't see, didn't believe in, and had no strategy to counter. Their fatal error was thinking that stealing from you and shutting you up was going to be easy, like taking candy from a baby. They underestimated your spiritual DNA. They underestimated your divine backing. They underestimated the strength that gets forged in the fire of adversity. You've always been different. You've always had an inner knowing that kept you going, even when everything looked hopeless. You've always had access to a source of strength that couldn't be explained by your circumstances. That wasn't coincidence. That was your divine connection protecting you until you were ready to understand the full scope of what you were up against. Your enemies are very confused at your sky-high spiritual ranking. They had no idea who they were really dealing with. They saw your human struggles and assumed that meant you were spiritually weak. They were very, very wrong. Your spiritual rank isn't determined by your temporary circumstances. Your spiritual authority isn't diminished by the attacks you've endured. In fact, the intensity of the attacks you've survived is actually proof of your spiritual significance. Low-level spiritual beings don't attract this level of coordinated opposition. Average people don't get targeted by networks of corrupt individuals. Ordinary destinies don't require this much interference to prevent them from manifesting. You've caught the main antagonist red-handed. The evidence is undeniable. The paper trail is clear. The witnesses are coming forward. The whole operation is being exposed in ways that cannot be covered up or explained away. They are about to be so embarrassed. Public embarrassment is coming for people who built their entire identity on being smart, being connected, being untouchable. You've transformed their intended destruction into your elevation. Every attack they launched against you actually strengthened you. Every lie they told about you actually prepared you to speak truth with authority. Every attempt to break you actually revealed the unbreakable essence of who you are. The principle of divine reversal is now active in your life. What was meant for your harm is being turned into your benefit. What was designed to destroy you is becoming the foundation of your victory. Look at what happened. They tried to isolate you, and instead you developed an unshakable relationship with your higher power. They tried to confuse you, and instead you developed crystal-clear discernment. They tried to weaken you, and instead you became spiritually formidable. Every weapon they formed against you became a tool in your hands. Every trap they set became a stepping stone for your ascension. They wanted you to doubt yourself, but you learned to trust yourself completely. They wanted you dependent, but you became self-sufficient. They wanted you silent, but you found your voice. They wanted you broken, but you became unbreakable. Divine justice doesn't just stop the attacks, it transforms them into blessings. God has personally intervened in your situation. This isn't just human justice working slowly through flawed systems. This is divine justice moving with precision and power that cannot be stopped or corrupted. Archangel Michael has been sent to guard and protect you from these dangerous people personally, not just generally, not just when you remember to pray, personally, and specifically assigned to your case. You are walking with Archangel Michael every minute of every day. You have the world's best security at this time, protection that operates in dimensions your enemies don't even understand, spiritual technology that makes their human schemes look like children playing with toys. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. The outcome is already determined. The victory is already secured. This protection extends far beyond the physical realm. Your thoughts are protected from their psychological manipulation. Your energy field is shielded from their spiritual attacks. Your future is secured against their schemes to interfere with your destiny. You're operating under a level of divine backing that makes you untouchable to your enemies. They can see you, but they cannot reach you. They can plot against you, but their plans will backfire. They can speak against you, but their words will carry no weight. Divine justice is now in motion, and it operates with thoroughness that human justice cannot match. Every hidden thing will be revealed, every secret will be exposed, every wrong will be made right, every stolen thing will be returned with interest. Your enemies understood something about your spiritual makeup that you're only now beginning to realize. They knew that if you ever connected with your divine counterpart, your power would increase exponentially. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing to put yourself to the test. If you're still here, that means something, but talk is cheap. Real chosen ones take action. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve divine justice. Dark Elite Zone, the beauty is you don't even have to lift a finger. You put on the headphones, press play, and watch your enemies choke on the rope their own lies created. If you're done consuming and ready to prove you're chosen, start your Destiny Engine for $1 today, join the Obsidian Inner Order live checks, and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. Here's something they knew that you're just discovering. Your spiritual power wasn't meant to operate solo. You're designed for divine partnership. When you connect with the right person, someone who operates at your frequency, something alchemical happens. It's not addition, it's multiplication. Your combined energy doesn't just double, it exponentially increases in ways that threaten every dark agenda operating against the light. This is why they worked so hard to keep you apart from your divine counterpart. This is why every relationship seemed sabotaged at crucial moments. This is why interference showed up whenever you got close to someone who truly saw you. They understood spiritual mathematics. They knew what would happen if two flames merged into one fire. They could handle you operating at partial power, but you at full power with your divine match. That terrified them. Two flames burning separately can provide light, but two flames burning together can start a fire that changes everything. This group of thieves has been trying to keep the two of you separated. It wasn't coincidence that your relationships kept failing at crucial moments. It wasn't bad luck that brought interference every time you got close to someone who could truly see you. It was coordinated sabotage. People who work for darkness do not want twin flames together. They understand spiritual mathematics better than most people understand regular mathematics. They know that certain connections create power that threatens their entire operation. Your twin flame was initially afraid of the insanely intense and spiritual connection that the two of you share. This wasn't natural fear. This was fear that was artificially amplified through manipulation and interference from the same network that's been attacking you. The separation wasn't organic. It was engineered by dark forces who needed to keep you isolated and your twin flame confused. They needed both of you operating at partial power instead of combining your strengths. You made the difficult decision to cut off your twin flame because they weren't acting right and were working against you. This wasn't cruelty, this was wisdom. You recognized that something was influencing them that wasn't in alignment with love or truth or your highest good. The enemy used your healthy boundaries to create hopelessness in your counterpart. They turned your strength into a weapon against your own happiness. Your twin flame is currently at a very serious crossroads. They can choose you, or they can choose this nasty crew of individuals who have been manipulating them. They can choose love, or they can choose the lie. The outcome is already determined. They're going to choose you. Love always wins when the interference is removed. Truth always prevails when the lies are exposed. Connection always reestablishes itself when the barriers are taken down. Your twin flame has discovered that they've been manipulated by the same corrupt forces that have been attacking you. The scales are falling from their eyes. The fog is clearing from their mind. The influence that was keeping them confused is losing its power. They're seeing the choice clearly now. You or this crew of individuals who have been using them as a pawn in their game against you. Light or darkness, truth or lies, love or manipulation. Divine guidance is leading them back to you. This isn't just human decision-making based on emotions or circumstances. This is spiritual GPS guiding them home to where they belong. They're having to overcome the fear that they had ruined their chances with you. The enemy convinced them that their mistakes were unforgivable, that their choices were irreversible, that they had burned a bridge that could never be rebuilt. You're watching them choose truth over comfort, love over safety, connection over control. They're going to do the right thing because their heart knows what their mind was talked out of believing. Your connection is unlike any other relationship in the world. Twin flame connection operates by different rules, follows different patterns, creates different outcomes than ordinary human relationships. What is understood between you doesn't have to be explained to others. The reunion is divinely orchestrated. The timing is perfect. The circumstances are aligned. Everything that was meant to keep you apart is being systematically removed by forces more powerful than human interference. Tishu, you are now living in your even better era. Not just better than the attacks, better than ever before. You've stepped into a version of yourself that could only have been forged through the fire you've walked through. The divine principle at work in your life states that what the enemy tries to destroy you with, God will always use for your betterment, if you are faithful. Every attack has actually been preparation. Every setback has actually been set up. Every breakdown has actually been breakthrough in disguise. Sometimes things have to crumble down for them to be built back up even better. The foundation of lies had to be demolished before the foundation of truth could be established. The false identity had to die before the real you could be born. Sometimes things have to fall apart completely before they can be rebuilt stronger. The old structures in your life that were built on false programming had to collapse. The relationships based on manipulation had to end. The career paths blocked by sabotage had to close, so new divinely aligned opportunities could open. What felt like loss was actually clearing space for what's truly meant for you. You've transformed suffering into strength, confusion into clarity, isolation into independence. You've gained wisdom that can only be earned through experience. You've developed discernment that can only be sharpened through necessity. You've gained the ultimate knowledge, understanding exactly where your attacks originated and how they operated. This knowledge is your power. You can no longer be blindsided. You can no longer be gaslit. 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 You can no longer be convinced that your perceptions are wrong. Something profound shifted when you gained this knowledge. You went from being a target to being a threat, from being hunted to being dangerous. Your enemies can feel the change. The energy around you is different now. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with an authority that makes them nervous. They created a monster when they thought they were destroying a victim. The tables have turned so dramatically that they can barely process it. The person they tried to break is now unbreakable. The person they tried to silence now speaks with undeniable authority. The person they tried to keep small now operates with expansive power. Their worst nightmare came true. You didn't just survive their attacks, you evolved because of them. You're positioned to be even happier than you've ever been. As the full restoration unfolds, this isn't just recovery. This is elevation. This isn't just getting back what was taken. This is receiving what was always meant to be yours, plus interest for the delay. The enemy's plan backfired completely. Their attacks made you stronger instead of weaker. Their lies made you more committed to truth instead of more confused. Their isolation forced you to develop a connection with the divine that cannot be shaken by human betrayal. Multiple arrests will now take place. Thank God. Praise God. God is good and God's justice is thorough, complete and absolutely unstoppable. The arrests are targeting a truly weird and beyond wicked love triangle. People who thought their connections would protect them are discovering that divine justice doesn't recognize human hierarchies. Money cannot buy protection from cosmic consequences. Mail theft is a federal felony. The legal system is finally catching up to crimes that have been committed against you for years. Human justice moves slowly, but it moves surely when divine justice is driving the timeline. The corrupt couple who orchestrated so much of your suffering are going to be prosecuted for their crimes against you, not just spiritually, not just cosmically, but legally and publicly. Their shame will be as public as their arrogance was private. Justice is operating on multiple levels simultaneously. Legal justice for the criminal acts, social justice as their reputations are destroyed, spiritual justice as cosmic law balances the scales, financial justice as stolen assets are recovered and returned. God's justice system is more thorough and complete than human justice could ever be. Human courts can only address what can be proven with evidence. Divine justice addresses the intentions, the spiritual crimes, the damage done to souls and destinies. You're receiving complete vindication, both public and personal. Everyone who believed their lies about you will see the truth. Everyone who questioned your character will understand what really happened. Everyone who doubted your story will witness your validation. The wicked are facing consequences they never imagined possible. They planned for human accountability, but never considered divine accountability. They prepared for earthly justice, but never prepared for cosmic justice. Victory requires wisdom. Divine guidance is specific. Whatever you do, don't open the door for one of these individuals. When justice comes, when their world falls apart, when their desperation peaks, they're going to want to put their hands on you. Whenever this finally goes down, they are going to be so angry that they are literally going to want to physically harm you. You know better than anyone how nasty and violent these people can really be. You've seen their rage when things don't go their way. You've witnessed their complete disregard for boundaries when they feel threatened. You understand their capacity for evil when their control is challenged. Physical danger increases as these people face real consequences for the first time in their lives. People who have operated with impunity don't handle accountability well. Individuals who have never faced real opposition often resort to violence when their schemes fail. You're maintaining safety protocols even while celebrating your triumph. Divine protection and practical wisdom work together. Spiritual authority and street smarts are both necessary for complete victory. Your discernment is protecting you from making emotional decisions that could compromise your safety. You're not letting your guard down just because justice is being served. You're not opening yourself up to danger just because you're experiencing vindication. Ton Prasapenti. The victory is real, but the victory is also wise. You're celebrating from a position of strength and safety, not from a position of vulnerability or naivety. Someone has made a promise to God to defend you with their life, not just divine protection now, but human protection as well. People are stepping forward who understand the spiritual significance of your situation and are committed to ensuring your safety and success. You now operate with layered protection that covers every dimension of potential threat. Divine protection through Archangel Michael, human protection through appointed defenders, legal protection through the justice system, financial protection through asset recovery. Your twin flame is returning to you having chosen truth over deception, love over manipulation, connection over control. You also have the choice between two soulmates, your twin flame or maybe a higher level soulmate. You've moved from having no good options to having multiple divine options. You've gone from isolation to having to choose between blessings. You are now free to choose your own path, your own love, your own destiny, without interference from people who never had your best interests at heart. Every door that was artificially closed is opening. Every opportunity that was blocked is becoming available. Your story is becoming a beacon of hope for other chosen ones who are facing similar spiritual warfare. Your victory is proof that divine justice is real, that good does triumph over evil, that truth does prevail over lies. You now operate from a place of love rather than survival mode. Your decisions are no longer driven by fear or scarcity or desperation. You're choosing from abundance, choosing from strength, choosing from divine connection. The conspiracy that once seemed so overwhelming, so impossible to overcome, so permanent in its control over your life, has been completely shattered. You've moved from victim to victor, from survivor to thriver, from chosen target to chosen one, walking in complete divine authority. Your wealth is being restored with compound interest. The trust fund that was hidden from you is being released. The charitable donations that were stolen are being returned. The career opportunities that were blocked are opening up simultaneously. The relationships that were sabotaged are being healed or replaced with better connections. You're not just getting back what was taken, you're receiving overflow. You're not just recovering from the attacks, you're being elevated beyond where you would have been without them. The delay in your blessings has created momentum that will launch you further than you ever imagined possible. Your reputation is being restored with supernatural speed. People who believed lies about you are publicly acknowledging their error. Doors that were slammed shut are opening with golden invitations. Opportunities that seemed impossible are becoming inevitable. Your enemy's greatest fear has become reality. You figured it out, you survived it, you thrived through it, and now you're unstoppable. The very thing they tried to prevent has been accomplished with divine backing that makes their human schemes look foolish. Multiple arrests will now take place, and your new life of freedom, protection, and divine favor begins. You are the talk of the town. And chosen one, it's all going down exactly as it was ordained. The networks that operated against you in the shadows are being dragged into the light. Every conspiracy is being exposed. Every theft is being returned. Every manipulation is being revealed. And those responsible are paying the price. This is your moment. This is your vindication. This is your elevation. Walk in the authority you've been given. Stand in the power you've reclaimed. Celebrate the victory that was always yours. The reckoning has arrived, and you are about to witness the complete dismantling of the forces that dared to stand against your destiny.